Hey everyone, we are back as promised. Mike from Savage Outdoors and the One is with us. He has been out hustling today, running hunters around on his property. You know, we talk about it all the time that he's a big TV celebrity hunter, but he's a businessman too. So he's got to keep his business running. So I know he had a couple hunters he had to get in and out. So fortunately, Mike was able to run back in and join us again today. So as you know, we have a huge sweeps going right now, whitetail sweeps at one of Mike's ranches there, a farm in Illinois, the Grigsby Farm, and Mike was able to, kind enough to join us today, and we're going to talk a little bit about what the lucky winner will receive if you win this hunt. So I know it's something that a lot of people in the industry are able to go do, but again, it's one of those once in a lifetime trophy hunts that we're excited to give away. So thanks for joining us, Mike. I know you had to literally run back in and hop on camera with us.
Yeah, no problem at all. And we down here in Texas, the hunting season never ends. So that's the we have with our outfitting business. We've got access deer hunters here right now, and so we're busy with that and trying to at the same time get everything ready for the fall. And here in Texas and South Dakota and at the Grigsby, which is what we're here to talk about today.
Right. Yeah, we were going to try to catch each other. I know it just kind of the schedules didn't line up at the Grigsby, and you had to head out to the I think Outdoor Channel show. Is that where you headed to this past week?
Yeah, so the Sportsman Channel and Outdoor Channel put on a show in Houston this past. We did that, and this Friday I'm headed back to Illinois, so I'll be working on food plots at the Grigsby, and it's just we call it our downtime a year, but I don't know how much.
Yeah, I think hunting season might be downtime. So let's talk about access deer really quick. I know our marketing director, we were talking today that we're talking about, you had the hunters you had to work with today. And he was like, man, what's in? And we're like, well, probably access. Do you get a lot of hunters coming through for access deer this time of year? I know Casey said it's 104 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little hot right now, and actually my truck today's at 110, so It takes a little bit of the fun out of it. But, yeah, no, access deer in Texas, there's about, 200 or so square miles of just free-range access deer. Some of these ranches have as many access as they do whitetails.
Oh, wow.
And so kind of late May and June is really the best time to hunt them, but we still hunt them in July. We're on the tail end of that real heavy rut activity that they have. The hunting's really good for them. You can hunt deer in the rut in the summer and the off season. Guys get cabin fever and they want to go hunt.
Right.
They have a good bow hunt, and you can come down here, sit on one of these water holes, and they come in droves when it's this hot.
Right.
So this hot weather is actually the best time to bow hunt them. So if you want to come on a bow hunt, this is the time to do it, because I can almost guarantee you they're going to be on water.
Well, we're talking about how does somebody, before we get on the sweepstake, if somebody's wanting to come access hunting with you guys, I mean, how do they go about doing that? I know you get booked up pretty good, but
well, they can call me directly because I do all the bookings for our outfitting, or they can call our office and talk to Casey, or just go to our website, soehunts.net.
Right.
And that's got all the information, how we do the packages. We do them in 3-day packages, meals, lodging guide, all that stuff. It's real comfortable, high success rates, and again, you can hunt something in the rut in the summer. Kind of cool.
Right. Are we going live over there, Nolan? Okay, just making sure it didn't reload on my page here. Just going to do a quick double check. Oh, there we go. There we go. And to make sure we have no, Scott Anston, you did not win yet. We haven't given it away yet. We're just we are talking with Mike a little bit and just kind of letting you guys know what you're going to experience there. So. Real quick, John Richards is asking, you got on the elk hunt sweepstakes, and he wants to know if you can register for the deer. Yeah, just go in there, go back to the web page, click on the banner up there, and you can hop in there and enter the whitetail sweepstakes as well. You got to do it. You don't want to miss out on the opportunity to win this. So I
had a lot of people actually ask me that in Houston this weekend at the show was, can we do both, or how do we enter for both?
Yep, you can enter both. You can only win one if you enter. So you definitely want to enter, because we also have this whitetail hunt. We have this whitetail hunt as well, but we're giving you an opportunity to win an all-inclusive Colorado elk hunt with Nate Zielinski, one of our ambassadors. So man, you got to do it. You'd be crazy not to enter something like that. So let's talk Grigsby, Mike. So I know you are out hanging some stands and everything else, and let's talk about more of the experience a little bit. I know we have a couple photos we wanted to share, but let's take a look. I'm going to show a picture of the lodge here. So let's talk about that. So what would the winner expect when they come and do something like this? Even if they're a normal hunter or that's booked with you or the winner like this?
Yeah, well, I want to start it off with explaining, most serious bow hunters, whitetail guys are going to, at some point in their life go to the Midwest to hunt.
Right.
You got Illinois, Ohio, Iowa, Kansas, Minnesota, any of these states that have these big deer.
Yep. I'm Ohio boy, so I gotta agree there.
Well, you know the deal.
Yep.
Well, I would strongly argue that the Grigsby is one, if not the best, one of or not the best whitetail property in the country, and there's a couple reasons for that. One, to my knowledge, it's the largest privately owned piece of property contiguous in the state of Illinois. And we've been able to piece all that back together, so we have that entire block, under our control and management. So we can let them get old. We're not an outfitter in Illinois. We don't outfit in the sense of like our general business here in Texas or South Dakota. So we've basically been using it for filming with our TV shows and entertaining some sponsors. And so most outfitters in the Midwest, because those leases are so expensive, and they have to hunt a lot of hunters. This place doesn't get it, and it's the biggest place you could go hunt. So it's a really unique scenario with a first-class lodge and amenities and all that. It's really, really cool. So, you guys are watching this, I definitely would take 5 seconds and enter this thing because it's you're not going to find many places like this to hunt.
Sure. So they're basically going to get some meals, and I think you run guides out there, correct?
Yeah, so I'll have our camera crews there. We'll be filming might even have a couple other sponsors in camp. Might meet a guy or two from Realtree or something while you're there.
There you go.
And we'll have our guides there working. We've got over 150 double stands hung. So when I say double, meaning a stand for the hunter and a cameraman stand above that. So call it 300 tree stands in the woods. There's not a pinch point food plot or a place where a deer thinks he might walk out that I don't have something hung on him. So
that's awesome.
We've got, you had asked me about maybe showing a map of the property and everything. I said, not going to happen.
I think that's a good idea now that I'm speaking with you about it. So,
yeah. But it's an awesome place. I mean, whoever wins this, not only are they going to get outfitted by Bowtech, and Excalibur, but it's just a phenomenal place to hunt.
I got a quick question and I'm not quite following. Kelvin Garcia is asking, do you need HCD to hunt? So it looks like it's just I'm not sure what they're asking. Do you need HCD? Not sure what that is. So Kelvin, if you could clarify what you're asking, I'm not sure what you're asking there. So I'm going to check.
So this hunt, they need to have, they'll send us all their information once we get a winner, and I'll take care of or help them get their license. That way they get the right license and they've got all that done. So it's not a big deal. We'll make it simple for them.
Right. Yep. And we're going to get you all fitted out with your gear, and we're going to get the bow to your local dealer. That way you're set up. When you roll into camp, you're ready to go, and then Mike will take good care of you. Well, we talked a little bit before we came on air, but we didn't want to share any aerial photos, but can you kind of walk us through little bit of the geography that the winner will expect, some of the areas they may potentially be able to hunt over, or you don't have to go in a ton of detail, but just kind of some of the things if you guys need to pivot a little bit and make a stand move or make from a stand to stand.
Yeah, so we're big on safety. Whoever wins this thing, bring your hunter safety system where I've got them there. For you. We have lifelines on every stand. So we're really set up. Anybody in any physical condition can do this hunt where our stands are set right. Nothing's hard to get into. So don't be reluctant to enter because, I can't hunt there. Sure you can. We can do this. But, our typical day, we've got this hunt scheduled right in the middle of the rut. So you're not going to hit it any better than what the dates are for this thing. So, we're going to get out there depending on how hard you want to hunt. And, my suggestion is the more hours you spend in the stand, the better chance you've got of killing one. So we're going to get you out before daylight. We're going to put you on a spot where we know there's big deer. I'm going to be able to show you the trail cam pictures and go, these deer live in this block of woods. I'm running over 100 5-point trail cameras there. So there's no shortage of intel, and I'll be able to. I mean, we do a lot of homework. I mean, this is what we do. This will be one of the best guided hunts I've ever been on. I mean, we're going to show you some really big deer and put you. You know, it's hunting just like anywhere else. Doesn't mean you're guaranteed you're going to kill one, but we're going to put you in the woods where big deer live. And I've always said you can't kill a big buck unless you hunt where they live. And
that is true.
So, but these stands, you know, what I was doing last week, we're out setting stands, trimming, you know, getting everything set. I mean, everything is done. I mean, this is so turnkey. We're going to sneak you in, sneak you out. This property has giant agriculture set up here. I mean, they grow some of the best corn and soybeans in the country. I'm talking huge volumes. It's just one giant food plot. I mean, it's a 12,000 plus acre food plot. And so we leave crop where we can. You know, we'll plant greens and other small food plots, the ones we call the kill plots. We've got stands hung over all this food. We've got stands on these smaller kill plots. We've got stands down in timber. I mean, it's covered up pretty good.
I'm just checking. We got a few people popping in asking questions. Looks like I had just a quick little disconnect on there. On our, there we go. Come on. So looks like, oops. So Cody Lawhorn is asking, oh, is it a buck tag? So is it a buck doe or just a straight buck tag?
So what you get when you get that archery license, you're going to get an any deer tag and an antlerless tag. So you can kill a buck and a doe or two does.
Got it.
If you come to the Grigsby, I would highly suggest saving that any deer tag for a giant buck.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. You got to wait till the end.
You can do what you want.
Looks like Kelvin Garcia was asking about a Vortex Hcd Rangefinder. So it's always good something to have it in your bag like that. You know, I'm okay at yardage judging, but
you need to bring a range. I mean, when I get up in the stand, the first thing I do with as many sets as we have there is I'll range everything around it, make sure I'm comfortable, and that way if a deer comes walking through there fairly quick, I don't even really have to pick up the rangefinder, but I would definitely bring one for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you got to do it. I mean, it's not cheating. I mean, you owe it to the animal to make the best shot possible. And when you get a chance, really of a lifetime like this, a hunt of a hunt to go on like this, you definitely don't want to pass it up and by not having a rangefinder.
Yeah, you want to bring good optics. You want a good set of binoculars. Some of those farm fields are real big. You'll be glassing and see deer at long distance. You want to be able to age them and look at them, of course. And I'd have a good rangefinder, whatever kind of pull-up rope they like, and easy hanger maybe, to hang their bow or crossbow, whatever. And like I say, I've got safety harnesses there. We require everybody wear one. We're not putting anybody in tree stand without one, but if they have one they prefer to wear, they definitely bring that. But I've stocked good on hunter safety systems and lifelines, so we can keep.
Well, I think we have a good relationship with hunter safety systems as well, so we might be able to hook them up. Got to be able to take one home with them too. So.
Do that.
Let's see. We got some good stuff. Yeah, sorry, there's no chance from Quebec. Sorry, Quebec. For some reason, you guys got some weird rules about sweepstakes. So it's not us. It's Quebec. So I apologize there. I don't know why they don't allow it. So. Oh, let's see. We got some good stuff coming in. Buck tag. All right, so we asked that. Darren Platt, why don't you guys ever shoot does? I don't know that you never shoot does.
Oh, we shoot a lot of does. In fact, I encourage every person that comes to the farm to for sure kill their doe, because we can never kill enough of the antlerless deer on that farm because there's so many deer. So when you come on this hunt, I'm going to ask you to kill your doe for sure.
Right.
And some years, or sometimes you can get extra antlerless tags, and if they can, heck, I'll get them for them so the guys can shoot them, because you can't ever get enough deer killed there. There's just so many. So question about us shooting does, I promise we put a lot of meat into this.
There's another question from Nathaniel Melton. What is the score that you aim to have your bucks for harvest? So it looks like, I know, generally there's minimums and maximums. So.
Yeah, I don't do any deer management based on score, to be honest with you. A lot of guys are probably looking at the screen right now like, what? But what I do is I care about how old these deer are.
Right.
So it's all about their maturity. If it's a mature buck and he makes you happy, you can shoot him. So I don't care if it's 170-inch buck and he's 2, we don't want to shoot those deer. That's why we have big deer on that farm.
Right.
Would be an extreme case. So don't think that we're making you pass deer up like that. But what we're looking for is 4.5 years or older, and if they're older than that, I'm happy. And so we're just more about age and score. But typically on this farm, if you shoot a buck that's 4, 5, 6 years old, he's going to score 150 or better.
Oh wow. Okay. And that's one thing, when I was hunting with you in Texas, we studied the cameras every day before we went out where we were going to go to that stand, and you were saying, shoot this buck, don't shoot this buck. I mean, basically, we knew what we were going out to look for before we were even headed out. I know Texas ranch is a little different than here, but...
It's definitely different in Illinois. These deer are a little nomadic. These timber blocks are really small, and they move around a lot. So, I mean, during the rut, when this hunt's going on, you don't know what's going to walk out. You could kill a Boone and Crockett deer every time you get in the stand. You have a chance at that.
Right.
Because those deer are there, and they're there in a decent quantity. And, I mean, it's amazing. It's just truly amazing to hunt there.
Well, let's take a look at a couple of the other photos. I think we talked about some of the food plots you have down. That was the second photo we have. I know you guys were out hanging some stands. I think that was our third and fourth photo there we were able to share. I know you guys were getting some ladder stands out and some clamp-ons. You guys pretty much run a mix of ladder versus...
we do ladders and lock-ons. We run because of all the filming we do. A lot of times, what we like to do, especially because we have different sponsors and people coming in, is we run a lot of those 18-foot ladder stands and then a lock-on above it for the cameraman, and that way it's easy for anybody to get in and out of the stands. Mm-hmm. So we do a lot of that. Kind of.
How high do you normally? Because I hear a lot of people ask me, especially going on hunts, how high am I going to hunt? I know if anybody's afraid of heights, or I don't know, do you run them super, super high, or
15 to 18 foot typically.
Right.
There might be a couple 20 footers, but not much more than that.
Yeah, so pretty standard there. Well, let's take a look at some of these deer you shared. So you were great. I know you went back into the archives over a lot of these deer that you had on camera, some deer you've taken over the years. Is there anything? Let's take a look at number 5. Is there anything you can tell us about any of these deer? We can, if you want to go photo to photo, we can follow along with you. But...
Yeah, some of these bucks are some older pictures, but the reason I pulled them is some of these deer are still alive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like number 5, that picture's from 2014 in the summer, but that buck is still alive this year. He's a lot bigger than he is in that picture. But
I bet.
Just now getting our cameras out up there, so I don't have a lot of this year photos yet. The other deer, number 6, that deer is not alive, but that was from the same year. But, it's a good representation of the caliber of deer we can have there. Number 7, that buck is what was a 15 picture. That would be what we would kind of call like the lower end of our deer up there.
Right.
It's a good representation, just kind of show you that. But you got to remember one thing, guys that are from the East Coast or down south, these deer are pushing 300 pounds on the hoof. So when you look at their antlers, a lot of times you're underscoring them. They're bigger than they look. Like number 6, that buck that's running there, I mean, that's a 170-inch buck. These are some big deer. Number 8, a little too far away for me to see exactly which deer it is, but I'm sure I pulled it because it's a 2016 picture. I'm sure I pulled him because he's still alive. That's number 9, that is a giant buck, and that is a great example of why we have big deer on the Grigsby. Number 9 and number 10 are the same deer. That deer was a 3-year-old in that picture, and that was 2 years ago, and that deer has not been killed.
And he's got a good Roman nose for a 3-year-old too. He's got that.
Yeah, that one picture though, that is a deceiving pic of him. Mm-hmm. That number 10 picture shows his characteristics a lot better.
Yeah, the little shadow in the 9.
God, it just the way he was standing there. He was a younger deer then, but he is an absolute stud. We've got some sheds from him, and we've measured those up. I would say this deer is going to be in the high 180s. He's one you'd want to have walk by 20 yards.
Right, I bet. I wouldn't pass that up. A lot of good height there. Before we move on to the next one, Tim Lovern is asking, will there be help in aging the deer? I know the answer, but I'll go ahead and let you answer that.
Yeah, so we sure can put somebody with the winner sitting there, and because I've got double stands hung on everything. But every time if we add someone to it, it gets a little, the odds go up of getting smelled. They smell you, they see you, whatever. But we've got so much trail cam data, and you go into a timber block, I'll be able to show you the shooter bucks that are kind of living in there, and there might be 4 or 5 or 6 of them, but I can give you a good concept of the deer I would expect you see, and so help out that way too.
Yeah, good point. Good point. On the Excal page, Dave Ivany, what's the website for your camp? Even if I don't win, I'd like to visit with my own Excalibur Micro 335.
Well, that's the thing. We don't actually sell hunts on this farm, so this is not a part of our outfitting business. Now, if you want to come to Texas or South Dakota,
you got to go to Texas or South Dakota. It's still
SOHunts.net for Texas and WesternHunts.com for South Dakota. For the Grigsby, to get to go hunt there, you got to win this contest, so make sure you're entering.
Yeah, yep, and we're going to make it easy. Text HUNT to the number 77453. We'll shoot you a text. All you need to do is click the link in the text, and it will take you to the opportunity to enter both of the hunts. You'll be able to enter on the elk hunt, and you'll also be able to enter on this awesome hunt here on the Grigsby Ranch. I kind of threw a curveball to Nolan real quick. I don't think he was expecting the link, and he got it up. He's a pro. He's a pro over there. So go ahead and take us through number 11. That's a phenomenal deer. Looks like he's dead. So.
Yeah, I got him a few years ago. That deer they had nicknamed Antique. He was, what best we could tell, a 9-year-old buck. He was actually a good bit bigger than that previous years. He was kind of on the slide a little bit, but it's just a giant 8-point, and I love big 8-points. So I actually killed that buck with my Bowtech. That's probably been 6 years ago when I shot him.
Oh wow, yep.
Cool deer though. Then the other buck on the picture 12.
You're right.
That deer is on a flatbed, of a pickup there. And I wish I had the picture from the other angle to show you. He maxed out a 300-pound scale with his guts out.
Wow.
So that's what I'm talking about.
That's a beast.
He was right at 170. He's actually hanging behind me right here, but you just can't see him. He's just off the screen, but he's in the office.
Oh, you had to take that one. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dave Ivan is asking, what's the dress code? Ontario, Canada, we wear hunter orange. So is it going to be a hunter orange hunt there that time of year?
You're in the bow season. You wear orange. Nope.
Good point, because I know a lot of state to state it's a little differently depending on the type of season. It's a good question because you definitely want to be prepared when you go out there as well. So let's see if we got anything on your page here. What is the Jerry Hayden? This is on your page, Savage Outdoors in the One. Jerry Hayden, what's the biggest buck shot on your property?
The biggest buck ever killed there was killed before I was managing the property. And I don't know exactly what he scored, but it was over 200 inches. But since we've had the property, the biggest deer is going to be low 180s. Right. Shoot a lot of deer in that 160 to 175 world. We shoot a lot of those. Yeah,
it's a good sized deer. I don't think I would pass on that.
I'll shoot it when it comes by my.
That is true. Let's see, we got a long question here. I'm going to kind of open this one up here a little bit. Here's a longer question. So, Michael Lester, if I may inquire, as a Bowtech bow hunter whose first was the Tech 29, great bow, I came on and heard binoculars as a bow hunter. I was never a fan of binoculars once in the stand. I do believe that the rangefinder is the most beneficial before you actually are in the set for those that hunt alone. I see it as your caddy for the U.S. Open. He should have every blade of grass, leaf, distance logged in his mind. Am I wrong for believing once in the stand binoculars would be a hindrance for the hit list buck who you just shared today?
I mean, it depends on the hunter. I don't once I'm in the stand bow hunting, unless the deer's a long way off. If a deer is like walking around 50, 60 yards away, I'm not looking at him in the binoculars. I know that, I'm going to make a decision. Is he a shooter based on age, and do I want to shoot that buck? So yeah, I can see where you wouldn't want to do that. I typically don't wear my binos in the stand. Personally, I'll have them hanging on my easy hanger, and I'll just grab them to look at something. If it's way across the field and I want to glass it,
sure,
I'll definitely look at it. I'm not gonna, but having binos, I don't get in the stand without them. But once they're in the wheelhouse of what my bow can do, I'm not glassing them very much.
Yeah,
it's time to kill them.
Yeah, it's time to get your game on that point. So it looks like Greg Bainey is asking from the X-Call page, what do you prefer, the typical or non-typical antler? So it sounds like what you personally prefer.
I personally prefer a giant typical buck. I mean, I not to say if a big trashy buck walks by, I'm not going to shoot him, but my preference is just a big, pretty 10-point. I don't maybe a kicker or two or something, but a clean rack, that classic rack, I really like that.
Yeah, nope, it's good. I think I agree. I don't think I would pass it up a trashy buck if it came by, but it's something about just something nice and clean, and
even a big 8, a giant 8-point. Sometimes
right.
To me, coolest deer you shoot, like that antique deer.
Yeah, yep. Let's see if we got some good stuff coming in here. Yep, Ray Buckner, that's what I want, a big old 8-point.
Can't agree with you more.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. I really, I'm glad you were able to join us today to walk us through this experience, because I'm excited to give this away. I know you've been really excited to give this away. You've been promoting it across your social media, and you've got a cool commercial. Just a spot came out on your shows, and
cool.
Sharing it. So tell us about what we can expect from Savage Outdoors and the one coming up.
Yeah, so make sure you're watching the show and catch the commercial, and make sure you've entered this sweepstakes.
Yep.
We've got some great hunts coming up. The one season, this is season 2 for the One on Outdoor channel, and we got a lot of great feedback in Houston this weekend. A lot of great shows coming. Uncle Randy goes out of his way to try to manipulate my hunts almost every week. So you watch to understand what I mean, but he does. He definitely goes out of his way to do that. Jamie comes through huge this fall on some of the shows. You will be highly impressed with some of the stuff Jamie has done. He kills some really good deer. And he was shooting that Bowtech pretty dang good last year. So he was hard to keep up with there, but I won't spill any more of that. Savage Outdoors, we had a great season last year. We do so many shows with that show because, we air 52 weeks, so we do 26 originals and tons of big deer hitting the ground. That's all I can tell you. So make sure you're tuning in. Savage Outdoors on Tuesday nights on Sportsman Channel, the one Sunday mornings on Outdoor Channel.
And I believe last week, if I'm not mistaken, the episode was from Grigsby. Was it last week's that was on?
That's a good question for my editor. Right?
Yeah, I think it was, because I was on Grigsby's Facebook page, and I think last week's episode was from Grigsby.
It probably was. I know with both shows together, there's 7 episodes from the Grigsby that will air in third.
Yep. So those of you guys are watching, get on there and check it out, and you can actually go to the Grigsby Facebook page, and it's on there some snippets of the episode. Go on there and check it out, because
you can also go to our website, savageoutdoors.tv, and our schedule's there, and you can see all the episodes and descriptions for both shows. Yeah,
get in there and check it out. That way you get an even bigger sense of what you're going to get by winning this hunt. So again, I'm excited. I can't enter. Nolan and I, our AV guy, are always talking we can't enter, but again, we're excited to give it away. So again, I'm going to hit you. It is super, super easy to enter this. You can actually do 2 things. You can text the word hunt to the number 77453. We'll send you a link. Then you can go to the website, and then you can enter both of those. If you're in Canada, outside of Ontario, you can go right to the webpage. You go to ExcaliburArchery.com. You can go to BowtechArchery.com. And enter those. So it's super simple. You don't have to text to do it. You can just go to the web pages, either BowtechArchery.com or ExcaliburCrossbow.com, and then enter from there. So there's no excuses why you can't enter. But we're going to give you a little quiz when you go there. So it's for us to be able to judge kind of your hunting experience, either in elk hunting or also in deer hunting, because we're able to give you some really, really cool content. I know Mike's going to be working with us a lot, kind of giving us some little tips and tricks. We've done one, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think you did your top 10 tips with us for preseason. And we want to make you guys better bow hunters. So that's what this content from Bowtech Live and Excalibur Live and Diamond Live, Diamond Archery Live is all about, is making you a better bow hunter. And that's why we have all these experts with us. So I know you got to get back out in the field. You got some guys to take care of. Hopefully,
they're
some
right now. So if they end up killing one, it's over 100 degrees. I got to get out there and get it in the cooler for them. So
I was hoping you had some deer hanging.
Well, thanks for having me,
Yep.
guys. Win this thing. I'm telling you, it's one of the best whitetail hunts you'll ever go on.
Yep, absolutely. Make it easy, Hunt. Text the word HUNT 77453. Just get in there and do it. You cannot miss this opportunity to get in there and enter that. So, again, Mike, thanks for joining us. I know you got to get back to work, so get at it, man. Stay cool. Stay cool. All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Until next time, have fun and shoot straight.